Welcome to Cross Country Checkup. I'm Rex Murphy.
Let's talk.
What, if anything, has been the central message or issue, as you see it, of this campaign?
I'm responding to your questions today, primarily from a personal perspective.
Thank you, and I'm enjoying the program immensely.
I'm glad you are. You take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. What did you think?
For decades, CBC's Cross Country Checkup has given us a window into what's on the minds of Canadians. It's the only national radio call-in program in Canada. Host Rex Murphy has been behind the microphone steering the conversation for the last 21 years. But today is his final show, and he joins me in studio right now. Let's talk.
Well, go right ahead. Go right ahead.
How are you feeling going into the show?
I think it's feeling pretty good. I understand there's joy in the streets from one end of the country to the other. The great pall of gloom is lifted, and finally they can come back to normal, ordinary life. I cease to pester them.
But the conversation, I mean, people are going to miss that with you.
Well, no, again, the conversation, I'll be slightly difficult. The conversation came from the listeners. They're not going away.
Right.
I was the turnstile on that program, and the basic idea of it is in the name, cross country. And we made efforts every single week. That's the only thing we do really in production, that if we could get as many places, and you know, the small place, the big place, the outside place, the inside place, and as many kind of a range. You know, you get the old trapper up north somewhere, and we had a guy who used to phone us from his truck whenever you went down to the States. Had a guy in Cape Breton. You know, these were not regular because we didn't have regular callers, but it was always nice. If you got something a little off the track, that was still on the topic. But I'll go back to the first point. It really, if the conversation was there, and it certainly was, it's the conversation more or less of Canadians who are not completely steeped in politics, like idiots that, you know, punditize, and who are not professionally interested in that kind of stuff, but people who have real lives and every now and then want to talk about public issues.
Yeah.
In other words, they're standard and they're sane. And this was a place. And the other little thing that I'd like to say is I found this over and over and over and over again when you meet people in airports and other places, that the guy up in Whitehorse loved to hear the lady down in Annapolis Valley, this idea of listening in on each other.
Right.
It's a gentle little show, and it had enough time to build the kind of atmosphere that while it wasn't exciting, and I'll never claim that it was, I will make a claim it was fairly pleasant.
And unique. So how did you decide to finally say, I'm leaving, I'm going to step down?
Oh, I think it was people throwing rocks at me in the street. That was the first hint. And then when I was being chased by large gangs.
Oh my
No, it
goodness.
wasn't that at all. Senescence, one obviously reaches dotage at a certain period, and I think I'm cresting there. But the moment that it came to me was a program I did in June, which was actually the 50th anniversary of Cross Country Checkup, which began with the healthcare debate. And it was, as I was doing and leaving the program, it said to me that there's a nice, neat cutoff point, and I know the country are hungry to see me go. So those two things combined, and I satisfied the country's biggest wish, and I also managed to mark an anniversary date. So there's no big reason. I haven't got the politician's excuse that I've got to go in rehab or anything. I just decided it was time to stop.
What are you going to miss most?
I actually will miss, tell you what, there's a side benefit to this stuff, and having 21 years on it means that over time, even if you just dipped into the program, a lot of people actually did finally get it. It has big numbers, but over time, everybody has heard a bit of it. And if you're in them all, I was in one there a couple of days ago, and a lady in the delicatessen section came over and whispered in my ear, and she said, "Oh, it's sad to see you go." And when you were traveling the country, the people who would come up, and they are unfailingly civil. All the people who hate me, which are more numerous, stayed away. But the people who liked the program were always there to say nice things the day after or take a little slide dig at you. And if you went to their places, if you went to Fort McMurray, or if you went to Prince George, or you went to some other places, it was serious. They weren't overwhelmed around. He's not Elvis. But they liked the idea that CBC and one of CBC's radio programs came around to their place. And I was the funnel for people's kind remarks about the fact that the show actually showed up. I'll miss that. People were very friendly, and they'd give you a kind of tap on the head or kicking somewhere else when you'd meet them. But it was always cordial.
Right.
And I love the cordiality of it. I really do.
Fortunately, people can still catch you on the National.
Yeah, that's a bit traumatic for the younger people, but I'm still on the National. And especially this year during the election, Peter Mansbridge and I are consulting daily on how the country should be run. You think you should know that.
Good to know. So comedy next for you?
I thought it was comedy all this time.
Thank you so much. You will be missed, for
It was
sure.
fun, and it's very nice of you, incidentally, to give us an opportunity to wave goodbye on the screen. I'm thinking again, particularly of the people who called and listened. They've been very friendly and very good to us, and I just want to acknowledge you.
Yeah, for sure. We'll leave it there. Thank you.
I'll be back.
Oh boy, okay, I'll hold you to that.
Good woman, good woman.
The last time I'll say this, Rex Murphy, host of CBC's Cross Country Checkup.
Thanks.